Question number 29, Math 1 released items calculator active. The width of a rectangle is 3/4 its length. What the perimeter of the rectangle is 420 feet, 420 feet. What is the length in feet of the rectangle? Well, you got to know what perimeter and length is, so and area is for that. So let's see what we have. Actually, we don't need anything about the area. We want to know the length in feet of the rectangle. So go ahead and try this question on your own. Pause it, try before moving on. Okay, we're gonna go over it in three, two, one, boom. So draw yourself a rectangle out if you need to. We all know what a rectangle looks like. And the key characteristic of a rectangle in terms of this problem is that we should know that it's got two equal sides on both pairs of sides. Of course, there's right angles here, but we don't really need those right angles right now. We just got to know about the sides. Those are the same, and those are the same. So let's call its width this, and we'll call its length that. All right. So its length, we don't know. Its width is 3/4 of the length. So if I know the width is going to equal 3/4 of the length, and I know the perimeter is 420 feet, then I know that um, my two lengths, because there's two lengths and there's two widths, I know that is going to equal 420. Perimeter means um, add all sides. All right, so we got to figure out what the length is. So since I know that I want to solve for L, I'm going to have to go ahead and substitute. Yep, substitute 3/4 L in for this. So I'm going to go ahead and do that in place of W. So we're going to say 3/4 L plus 3/4 L. And now I have L plus 3/4 L plus 3/4 L equals 420. Oh, we can do this by and use a calculator on this one if you need to. We'll go ahead and key in some numbers here. So let's see what we got. We got 1L plus 1L plus 1L plus 3/4 L plus 3/4 L equals 420. So that's 1 plus 1 plus 3/4 plus 3/4. Let me actually type that in correctly. And I get 3.5 L's. So if I combine my like terms, I'll have 3.5 L's. 3.5 L equals 420. And now I can simply solve this equation for both sides by dividing by 3.5. And that'll give me my length. And I could also get my width by plugging in the length here. So if I take 420 and divide it by 3.5, I will get the length. And that's going to give me 120 feet, I guess is what our units are going to be. So our length is going to be 120 feet. And our width would be 3/4 of that if we wanted to get that number. Well, is there another way we can do this? Sure. Watch this. So you could even do, let's see, the width of a rectangle is 3/4 of a length. So if I set this up in terms of X and Y, watch this. Write that all down first, then you can erase it. So I'm gonna get rid of these annotations so I can show this as a graphical approach. All right, got 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, boom. All right, from the graphical approach, you would do something like this. The width, now I'm gonna call this uh, X, I guess, of a rectangle is 3/4 of its length. So X equals 3/4 L. Okay, so 3/4 L. Oops, I'm not gonna use L, I'm gonna use Y. My bad. And I know the perimeter is 420. So I know 2x plus 2y equals 420, or x plus y plus y. So you can call that 2x and 2y. Because remember, we have two sets of equal sides. So you can do this as a system of equations, and you could graph them. So I'm going to say x equals 3/4 y, get that line. Then I'm going to do x plus y plus y, or 2x plus 2y equals 420. And while these are big numbers, so we should definitely zoom out. So we're going to go ahead and zoom out until we see some graphs and go over here and click. And that point of intersection is going to give me 90, 120. So if I do this as a system of equations, I'll get a coordinate that they intersect at 90, 120. And remember, we called the x the width. So this is going to be your width. and we called the y the length, or I called the y the length. So this is going to be your length. Since the question wants to know the length, we have our answer, 120 feet. 120. So two approaches, see which one works best for you.